Scott Peterson accused, of course, of killing his lovely wife, Laci Peterson, and their unborn child, Connor. His case is on an appeal. A judge allowed new evidence into the case.
The fact that they are right now litigating this in a court of law and that there's a chance that it gets overturned is fucking insane.
It's unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today on The Murder Men to free an innocent man. Scott Peterson has been languishing in a California maximum security prison for the last quarter century, practically. Before we get going, do me a quick favor, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't to the channel. Head over to Spotify. Please, need some help over there. Give us a 5-star review. Leave us a comment. Scott Peterson lynched, a modern-day lynching, a white lynching. He was white lynched.
That's Samuel. That's what Samuel Little said after he got
it was a legal lynching.
Yeah, this is a legal lynching.
Guys, we are talking about the Scott Peterson murder saga. The Scott Peterson case, by the way, one of the most televised murder cases ever. Like, honestly, almost on par with O.J. Simpson. Like, I remember I was in high school when this was going on, and absolutely national, international news. Scott Peterson accused, of course, of killing his lovely wife, Laci Peterson, and their unborn child, Connor.
Yeah, this isn't like he was like 3 weeks. She was 3 or 4 weeks pregnant.
Oh, no, she was showing.
She's giving birth in like a month.
She's having contractions already.
Me? Yeah, she was close.
Maybe he was trying to speed up the contractions, and then she accidentally killed her and then panicked. Oh my God, did we just break the case? They were trying to have a home birth. He accidentally kills her in a panic because he knows nobody will believe him, right? Because we live in an unjust world. He chops her up, takes her on a boat that he just purchased out to the marina, Berkeley Marina, and puts some cement shoes on her, quite literally, and tosses her to the bottom of the bay. I think we got it.
Yeah, except for the fact that he was told his girlfriend on the side, what do you call that? Whatever. His side piece. His side
hoe is what
told
the kids
his side
saying.
piece he had tragically lost his wife 2 weeks before he kills her. 2 weeks before she goes missing, he tells his side piece, "I'm a widower. I tragically lost my wife."
This guy, for how arrogant and kind of well off he grew up, he really is a dumb shit.
Yeah,
in many ways.
Yeah.
However, we stick around to the end because we've got some new updates, some quite recent updates. His case is on an appeal. A judge allowed new evidence into the case. He was, well, you know what? We're going to save it. We're going to save it.
I was going to say, this is one of those cases that when he was found guilty, like I never thought I'd hear about this again.
Right.
Like this guy didn't have a prayer in hell of getting out of prison, not a prayer. And the fact that they are right now litigating this in a court of law and that there's a chance that it gets overturned is fucking insane.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there. If you're getting convicted of first-degree murder and we're sentenced to death and you're listening to this right now on the bus home from sentencing, just remember to hang in there.
Yeah.
And subscribe. Okay? Let's get into it. And by the way, if it sounds like we're tired, we are. Yeah. We're running on fumes. We've had a grueling filming schedule. Scott Lee Peterson, born October 24th, 1972 at Coronado Hospital in San Diego. So this guy grew up like a San Diego golfer. He's like a douchey, kind of like well-off San Diego white guy. If you know white guys from San Diego who grew up there, they have tans. They have usually like false white teeth. They're all working either finance or commercial real estate. It's well off. So you don't see a lot of psychos, not a lot of serial killers or wife killers, wife beaters, certainly, but not a lot of people that have killed their wives come out of like that kind of La Jolla country club world, right? So this is interesting how he ended up in Modesto, California, notorious shithole. The armpit of California. I would equate it to Orlando, what Orlando is to Florida, or even Tallahassee. Tallahassee is what Modesto is to California. Scott was doted on as an only child raised in a comfortable, image-conscious Southern California household. He got a golf scholarship He's a fucking golfer, bro. Golfers are weird. Golfers are, there's a little bit of psychopathy in golfers, right? Look at Tiger Woods, fucking Phil Mickelson. None of these people have drinking problems. They have pill problems. They have hooker problems. They're passive aggressive. They're wired a certain way. Okay. He attends San Diego High School, University of San Diego High School, goes to Arizona State on a scholarship, gets kicked off the team, transfers to Cuesta College in San Luis Obispo. Then in 1994, moves on to California Polytechnic State University, Cal Poly.
That's where he met Laci.
That's right. He meets Laci Denise Rocha, the woman who would become his wife and ultimately become known worldwide as his victim.
Laci Peterson.
Laci Peterson. So they were young when they met. He's a little older than her. He's maybe 6 years older than her or something. But she was a kid. She was like, when they got married, she was like maybe 22. Right? So they I don't know. By all accounts, they're very much in love. They ran a restaurant together. That'll make you want to kill your spouse. It'll make you want to kill anybody running a fucking restaurant, you know? The couple briefly ran a Mexican restaurant together in San Luis Obispo called The Shack. They sold it a few years in. In 1997, they relocate to Modesto, Laci's hometown, to be closer to her family. Scott takes on a job as a fertilizer and pesticide salesman for the Trade Corp company, a role that required him to travel frequently, something that would become a key detail investigators focused on. So here's a guy who was kind of living it up, kind of unremarkable, but he had a well-off upbringing, coastal California. That's a privileged.
Well, that's a pretty cool job too, right?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think getting to travel all over he goes to Spain.
It's true. He does go to Egypt and shit like that. I mean, fertilizer. I mean, everybody needs it, but it's kind of it's not something you brag about. Like, I feel like a guy like that who came from like golfing at Pebble Beach, you know what I'm saying? He was roommates or friends with Phil Mickelson at Arizona State. To go from coastal California to the inland Modesto, Central Valley. And now he's working in, he is traveling, but, he's working at a warehouse essentially when he's home.
You expect a lot from life.
I do expect a lot, but
that seems like a great job to me. To me, that would be a great job.
Sure. It's
not a shitty job.
No. It's not a shitty job.
He's not digging ditches.
I'm trying to establish that he felt trapped. Have you ever been in a bad relationship?
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
How do you feel
Bro, I was on the run with a chick who was a fucking bipolar. I just sent her to fucking therapy. I had to get her on fucking Zoloft. She wouldn't take it.
Right.
The cops called on me multiple times, like 3 times I get the cops called on me for nothing. I just wake up and she's screaming that, why can't you just love me? What the fuck are you talking about? It's 2 o'clock.
And I'm a fugitive.
I'm a fugitive. We're both fugitives. Stop screaming.
Right.
The cops
keep it down.
Yeah.
Keep it down.
I feel like I was traumatized by that.
And you've been 13 years incarcerated. Now,
yeah.
What feeling was worse? I mean, it's hard to decide.
Well, I was married to a Puerto Rican woman, so I was kind of acclimated to, the incarceration already.
Yeah.
So by that, I had been for 3 years. I was kind of put through the ringer.
Precisely.
So I kind of knew what to expect when I was
Yeah, you're married to a Puerto Rican for 3 years. You basically know what it's like to be jumped into a gang. So this is how Scott's feeling.
Yeah.
This is how Scott's feeling. He's feeling trapped. He's feeling like, gosh, I didn't want to be doing this. I thought I'd be doing something different at 30. I thought I'd be, traveling around the world on a boat somewhere. Instead, I'm driving a truck and living in a tract home in some suburb of Modesto, California, right?
Plus, he's a kind of a big guy too.
Yeah,
he's husky.
He's physically pretty husky. Yeah,
I'm wondering because if you now think about the traveling, like these are 10-hour flights, 12-hour, like 8 to 10 hours in a cramped plane. Because if you're
there was no lie down option back then.
They're not giving you. This is not first class. This is a fertilized company. They're not. They're like you're flying coach.
Yeah, no, maybe business.
You think?
Probably business. They're flying him out there, but he uses that. My point is, he's having a midlife crisis before midlife. He's an ex-jock. Ex-jocks fall hard. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. I saw it with my brother. After their careers are over, they're fucking selling printers as my brother does. Okay, so it's
there's no in between job.
Yeah, it's falling from grace. Like that guy wrenching the car, it hurts. He used to be a star college football player until he wrecked his knee, and now he's on pills, and he's got a little bit of a Miami hooker habit, but don't we all? So this is how he's feeling when he starts to cheat. Now, we don't know if he has an affair before the famous one with Amber Frey. We don't know. You know what's funny? Matt and I spend all day talking about criminals. We hear stories about scams, identity theft, hacked accounts, and honestly, most of this stuff starts with somebody clicking one bad link. That's why today's episode is sponsored by NordVPN. What surprised me most about NordVPN is that it isn't just a VPN. It's an all-in-one digital security app. You still get that fast VPN that everybody knows about, but now Nord also has a built-in next-generation antivirus that helps spot phishing links, scam websites, dangerous downloads, and it even blocks a lot of annoying ads. That's what I like about it. Instead of waiting until after you've downloaded something sketchy, it's designed to catch a lot of those threats before they become a bigger problem. Considering the people that we talk about on our show and the people that we interview on our own podcast, that's something I think everybody should have. Plus, you can use one account on up to 10 devices, your phone, your laptop, tablet, even your TV, so everything stays protected under one subscription. The reason I personally love using a VPN is privacy. We basically live in a digital security prison. We're already there. We're already in an Orwellian security Big Brother nightmare. So why not retain some privacy, the little privacy that you have control over? That's why I hook all my devices up to VPNs. Upgrade your online protection now with NordVPN. Head over to nordvpn.com/murdermen to get an exclusive NordVPN deal plus 4 extra months. It's incredible. You'll also find the link at the top of the episode and in the pinned comment. And remember, it's completely risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it out, and if it's not for you, they'll refund your money. There's absolutely nothing to lose and all of your privacy to gain. Again, that's nordvpn.com/murdermen. Do you know?
No, I don't know. This is the first time it comes up.
So what Scott has done, you got to understand, he is a pathological, not even a pathological, a serial liar. And what he does is he takes parts of his life that are true and he paints whole worlds, whole false narratives around it, right? So like he meets Amber Frey. I'm a licensed massage therapist out of Fresno. And he tells her, I'm like this international man of mystery. I'm traveling everywhere because I'm a big wig. And, so.
He was, and by the way, this is interesting. They were introduced by a mutual friend that told her that Scott was single. That's weird.
It's kind of shady, right?
They never go into that. I'm kind of feel like who is this jerk off? Like, are you friends with her? Like, what?
It could have just been a guy. It could have just been his buddy somewhere who was, I don't know.
I know you're married, Scott, but you want a piece on the side? Like, I don't think that's not a friend. That's not cool.
Doesn't really sound like that. Yeah, no, not cool.
Yeah, you want to hit this on the side? I'll tell her you're not married, bro, because I know her. Like, well, you're not very good of friends to her.
Right. Got men do that though, unfortunately. Lesser men. Ladies. Ding. Lady A. I just saw the female demographic kick up a whole 0.5%. We do not. What's worse? Is the cheating worse or the murder?
Most women would say the cheating. Yeah, they hate a liar. They'll deal with a murderer, but not a liar.
Not a liar, not a cheat. No. You know what he's on trial for? He should be on trial. He should be on death row for this cheating.
Yeah.
I really believe
that's probably why they convicted him. Not on the evidence because he's innocent.
Right. He's innocent of the murder. He's innocent of murder, but he is guilty, self-professed guilty of cheating.
Yeah.
Disgusting. I'm fucking, you know what? I fucking had it.
No more men? You're done with men?
I am done with men. You mean a nice guy? I'm never giving a guy my phone number again. Now, this is how he's feeling. He's feeling like a trapped middle American, like most men. Right. He's feeling like a man.
Yeah.
Instead of dealing with his problems, right? He meets Amber Frey.
Yeah.
November 22nd, a couple days before Thanksgiving. We're not sure how. How.
We just know that it was introduced by a mutual friend.
Yes.
That's
he
all
tells her, oh, no, I'm single. Mm-hmm. No ring on his finger, whatever. And I guess they hook up, they fuck, they smash, they copulate, coitus, they bump uglies. He runs up in it.
Knocked the wig off that.
Yeah, he knocked
my favorite.
Yeah.
Put some babies up in them guts.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
See, I've spent some time with some black guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He got the guts. Oh, man. Why do you talk?
I knocked the wig off that. What? What'd you say? Look at this, Cox. I'd like to pump some babies up in them guts.
Oh, God. I'm going to throw up.
Please stop.
Oh, please
stop. T-Dog, stop it.
Yeah. The Saw doesn't like that. Chainsaw, no approve. Oh, so on December 9th, of course, the truth, like any good man who's trying to fuck a woman, the truth comes out after he gets the pussy. So on December 9th of 2002, he tells Amber Frey, okay, here's the thing. I was married.
Right.
I was married, but now my wife is gone.
Yeah.
That's how he puts it. My wife is gone. And actually he starts almost like fawning, like tears. You know, he starts almost like faking like he's crying. Tells her this over the phone.
Yeah.
And
you can pull that off over the phone if you can't actually cry.
Right.
You can at least be
right.
She's like, oh my God, you poor thing. She's really falling apart here. Yeah.
I just met you and you're crying. This is too much. Any other woman would have been like, okay, this is crazy.
He's watching the game. I'm so sorry.
He's trying to conjure up something. So he tells her on December 9th that his wife is gone.
Yeah.
Keep this in mind. That date is important because on December 24th, 2 weeks later, the Christmas Eve morning, Laci Peterson, then 8 months pregnant with Connor, goes missing.
Right. Well, about a week prior to that, he buys a boat.
That's right.
Buys a boat.
Less than a week before that, Scott Peterson buys a 14-foot aluminum boat.
Yeah.
Didn't tell anybody that he buys the boat, right?
Wants to go fishing.
He wants
not
to go
a big
fishing.
fisherman. Not a big fisherman.
Not a big fisherman. And especially not on Christmas Eve morning. Like, you've got shit to do. Like, he's got a bunch of in-laws they have to go see. It's like Laci Peterson kept a very, very tight ship at the house.
Yeah.
You know, another reason that he felt.
Does he have stuff to do?
Yeah, he does. He's got a busy day, but
not with that honeydew list.
Right. Yeah.
He's got his own honeydew list.
Yeah. How's about I don't write a card for your mom this year? How's about that? How about I don't call your dad? I'm sick of the small talk.
Yeah.
Into the marina, young lady.
Ugh.
God.
And a few, like a day or two beforehand, also, he makes some anchors, some concrete anchors,
right,
for the boat.
So he takes his boat, and this is all documented.
Yeah.
This is all fact. He takes his boat to the warehouse where he works. This is what's wild. And then he creates handmade, he dumps cement and, mixes cement and makes anchors.
Yeah.
5 of them. Okay. Now,
why do you need 5? Are you a fisherman? Does you need 5?
I don't know.
What else could you use 5 for?
Fishing.
Oh, I don't know why you need 5.
I mean, I guess to anchor the boat better. So it doesn't, if you had 5 anchors down, the boat's not going to move at all.
I'm thinking it's for his wife. I think you need one anchor. You need one anchor to kind of stabilize the boat. You need 5 of them to drag your wife's body to the bottom of the...
Oh, that's what you're implying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're implying he wrapped his wife's body in chains with these anchors and tossed her over into the freezing San Francisco Bay.
Was it chains or was it?
Well, it was
there was duct tape involved. I know that.
Yes, there was duct tape. There was tarp
Yeah.
involved. Really a horrible, horrible way to die.
Yeah.
So basically, she goes missing the morning of December 24th while Scott's out fishing. Okay, a neighbor sees their dog off the leash and is running around.
He's on the leash. He's running around with the leash.
With the leash and no owner. So they do a wellness check. Very quickly, the call goes out. This is not normal at all. Missing person. Okay. Now keep in mind, one of the defenses is that across the street, there have recently been a burglary.
Right.
Like a couple days prior. Modesto, California's got a lot of crime. Like that whole area is, the forgotten California. So there is a lot of, property crime in the area, a lot of meth heads and shit. Laci is missing.
So
Scott is acting weird.
Yeah.
Like the cops are already over there the same day.
Well,
Scott is not acting like a panicked man whose 8-month pregnant wife is gone.
What happens is the neighbor sees the dog walking around on the leash. She recognizes the dog. She takes the dog and walks it, bangs on the door. Nobody's there.
Mm-hmm.
She takes the dog and goes ahead and sticks it in Scott's backyard with the leash.
Right.
Like, I don't know what happened. He must have got out. I'm not sure. Then she goes back to her house. Scott comes home and can't find Laci. That's crazy.
Right.
He calls the police. He's the one who calls and says, or he calls first he calls the mother and says, hey, have you seen Laci? I just came home. She's not home. And then they make a few phone calls. No, the mother immediately is concerned. And they make a few phone calls. They all come to the house. They see that like her jewelry is still there. Like all these things are still there. And things she would have never left without. And then he doesn't know that the neighbor found the dog on the leash. I think that's probably something he was hoping to come home and the dog would be gone, walking, and then they'd find him later. So I think his plan was to say, I came home and I saw that dog. I started looking for her running around and I saw the dog 2 blocks over and he's got the leash. I think someone grabbed her when she was walking the dog. That's probably.
So if you believe erroneously that he committed this murder, part of his plan was to kidnap Laci or kill her at the spot in the house and then like set the dog loose.
Yeah, so that it looks like, hey, she
was kidnapped on the street.
On the street. That's why she didn't go. That's why her jewelry. So that's why everything's still here. She was just walking the dog around the block real quick and boom. My wife walks the dog fucking 3-4 times a day.
Right. And she doesn't always take her stuff.
Right.
She just walks it around a couple of blocks. It's not like she takes her purse with her.
Right.
Okay.
Listen, I can tell you right now, the other day, she walked with the dog and I was like, what the fuck? You know, like, where is she? What's going on? And I called her. I texted her. And then I called and I hear the phone ringing in the kitchen. Right. She went out without the phone.
Right.
And my first thought was, this is how the true crime documentary starts.
This is how Murder Men keeps the content going.
Yeah.
That's right.
I just called and this is how they say, and she left the house without her phone.
Right.
Which she never does. I called and that's when they knew something was wrong, you know, in a British accent with some music.
So the cops come out now. He does call it in. Scott calls it in.
He does. He's got to call it in, right?
But he is not acting. He's acting suspicious from the jump. There's a bunch of tiny little details that we don't have to get into all of it, but it's something ain't right. And
he's not a good actor.
And the cops are immediately clocking it. You know. Now, if I was him, there's no indication that he says, "Yeah, but the dog's already back," so he can't say.
Yeah, he can't say it.
Like I don't know who brought the dog back. I don't get it.
Yeah,
who let the dog out? So
yeah, throw the.
Where is the dog?
No, it's in the backyard.
Yeah.
So he's not able to say like, look, I came home.
She was kidnapped.
I think she was kidnapped because the fucking dog was. He's not able to say that because when he gets home, he's like, oh, that fucking bitch Marie from down the street probably put the dog in the back. That was I had my whole story. And he doesn't, he's not concerned. They get there and he's kind of like, oh, I don't know. He's kind of like, what's his name? Chris
Watts.
Watts. He's kind of like, yeah, it's crazy. Totally. I don't know. You know, he's not crying. No. He's not panicked. Yeah. Nothing. They didn't have body cameras back then, but you know, which would have been great because, but everybody across the board, all the detectives, everybody is like, he does not act concerned and like he should.
And he's immediately, like the same day, he's giving statements and he gives conflicting statements about what he was doing that morning. Yeah. He tells a few people he was golfing and then he tells a few people, including the cops, I believe, that he was out on the boat fishing.
Yeah, he tells the cops the truth, but he tells the family, because keep in mind, nobody knew he had this boat.
Right, exactly.
It's pretty fucking suspicious, but I guess he has to tell the police. That
it's just too obvious.
They're going to track, like they're going to.
But you know what's interesting about it? You're right. Why did he have to tell the police?
Because he's got to be thinking they would have
got a warrant to the warehouse.
Well, that they're going to track my phone. They're going to figure out that like
it's 2002. I'm not sure that it was that easy. So like if he had taken Laci out and dumped her in the marina, taken the boat back, right? He hasn't told anybody where he's going except maybe he told their family I'm going golfing.
Yeah.
Right? You put the boat in the warehouse and plan for a different time to move it out of there or not.
But he can't. But here's the thing. He can't tell them I was golfing because they're going to go to the golf course and say, was this guy golfing?
Of course, that's a registered thing.
When he says, yeah, I was.
Or maybe you head over there real quick. I don't know. You bone over there.
Well, what he ends up saying is, no, I left early. I left early this morning. They find out he didn't.
Yeah.
They found out he left at like 8 minutes after 10 or something. Mm-hmm. But he says, I left early this morning. When I was there, she was fine. She was just getting out of bed. I left, went out to the marina, came back. Oh, I have a gas receipt.
Right.
So when he drives all the way out there, first thing he does is fills up gas, get a receipt.
That's right. And so, and immediate, and all of these things, the detectives are like, yeah, that's not something that on Christmas Eve, a man who's rightly panicked that his 8-month pregnant wife, like, you should be distraught. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, the cops are going to think I'm the suspect.
Yeah, it's
like the first thing he did as they were initially questioning him, not even in the police station, was, oh, here's a receipt for it.
Yeah, you got to wait. You have to wait for them to ask. What? I don't know.
You would have to do that because of your past and your background.
Hold on, I do have a receipt. Hold on, I did get. Oh, I got gas. Maybe the gas. Did you get a receipt? Oh, you know what I did?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're right. Here it is.
Right.
Looks way better than. And by the way, I was really there. Here's my receipt. Like,
So it's already sketchy, but not nearly enough to put a case on yet. Not nearly enough. So over the next course of, oh my God, I mean, really the next couple of weeks, it's a panic out in the media, becomes national attention.
Yeah, he never saw this coming. Like he never saw the amount of attention because, and it's really, had she, if the baby wasn't involved, it wouldn't have been this big.
Right.
Right. But the 8 months pregnant wife, bro. Yeah. No, it's huge.
Small town. Yeah. Oh, Inside Editions all over that, dude.
And you're close. You're already got an issue. Scott's already got an issue because it's just like, they're both white and attractive. That's already going to be pretty big. Sure. It's already going to get some media attention, but let's go ahead and throw an 8-month-old baby in there. Oh no.
Hollywood producers are like, get me on a plane to Modesto. Oh wait, it doesn't have airports? Get me on a chopper. I'm up there. Fucking camera, evening news. And he's all over the news, by the way.
Yeah.
For the next 4 months, he's all over the fucking news.
And he's still calling Amber.
Okay, so that's the next step. So check this out.
Like nothing.
A few weeks later, not a few weeks later, a few days later, because this is December 24th. Before the new year, Amber, the news is already out. Amber, Frey, the woman he's been sleeping with, sees it, and immediately knows she fucked up. Immediately knows.
Like she puts it together immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah, she's not stupid.
Immediately. So she does the right thing. She goes to the cops. Goes to the cops. They buy her a phone recording device. So when he calls, she's recording all of their conversations from basically the time that the Laci's disappearance happens all the way to April when they arrest him.
Yeah.
So they get 30 hours of recorded phone calls between Scott and his supposed girlfriend.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine when she walked in? She calls the tip line, by the way. So when she walks in, they say, "Can you come down?" Absolutely. She comes down. She walks in and says, "Listen, I've been fucking this dude. He told me not only did he tell me he wasn't married, he told me his wife was gone. He told me he was a widower and that she was deceased." Mm-hmm. And they're like, how did he put it? He said that he had lost his wife. He cried to me on the phone. They go, well, when was this? Yesterday? 3 weeks ago. And they're like, what? 2 weeks before she showed up missing? Yeah. So right then they were like, oh, hell no. Like we kind of thought he was suspicious to begin with. He just became our number one suspect.
So, imagine 30 hours.
And does she get paid for now being like helping or the police, or it's just
she's just doing it. She's just doing it because she's the fellowship of women.
She did write a book though.
Well, no, everybody got to write a book.
Got to write a book.
Yeah. Write 150, 200. Consider what kind of a life has she got so far? Write a 200 200-page book. She fucking probably sold 1 million copies at made $3 a copy. She probably made 3 or 4 million.
I mean, imagine 30 hours of your phone calls with your side. I mean, you talk about the shame and humiliation, the embarrassment. Well, check this out. Scott, they're at a candlelight vigil. A candlelight vigil for Laci. Scott is in the middle of that on the phone calling up his mistress.
Yeah.
So it's pretty clear that even if he's innocent, even if he didn't kill her, he's pretty happy she's gone.
Yeah.
This is a man, and that's how later on, the first DA, the first prosecutor, when they go to trial, that's how he frames it for the jury is he doesn't even say he killed his wife to run off with another woman. He framed it as, this is a man who wanted his freedom. And actually that kind of worked against him because all the guys on the jury were like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember freedom. All the married guys, you know, Matt, you remember freedom, don't you? Vaguely.
So after
you've been in prison for
13 years of prison, I was already acclimated to not knowing what freedom was. So I got married almost immediately.
Nice.
Within 2 years, I was married. It's like,
oh God. This is kind of more my attitude. I love being free. So that's how he paints it, is he committed this murder because he was stuck. So anyways, but before we get to that, this whole time they're following him. They got divers out in the San Francisco Bay at the Berkeley Marina where he was fishing. Every day there's police divers out looking for her body. They said he would pull up and just from a distance just stare at him. Just like
he goes out there. No, this is a drive, by the way.
Yeah, it's like 90 miles. Yeah.
So he does this 5 different times over the next week or two.
Jesus.
Every couple of days.
And he's not walking up to like the investigator, like he's not walking up to the supervisor, be like anything.
They're not even close.
Yeah. Oh no, it must have blown way further north. Drifted way further north. Yeah, and it's not like a real concerned husband would be on the police constantly, like, hey, what do you got? What do you got? Giving him tips, right? He doesn't do any of that.
Yeah, he's like, let me know. I'm good. What, Scott? Do you need anything? No, I'm good.
Holler at me. I got to go call this girl.
I gotta call my side piece.
Damn. Then on April 13th, 2003, a couple of joggers in Richmond, California, at the very northern tip of the San Francisco Bay, find the body of a male fetus washed ashore near Point Isabel.
Connor.
Didn't
they name him Connor? Was that his name?
Yeah.
They already named
Little
him,
Connor.
Right? Was it?
Yeah, Connor.
Okay.
How did the sharks not?
Oh.
It's like shark food.
Because they wanted Scott caught. The sharks knew. The sharks knew. They said, no.
Guys, there's a cheater. There's a cheater up there on the surface.
The males were going to, but the females were like, no.
And where were you last night?
Yeah.
Attacking a surfer? So awful. They find a male fetus. Now, that guy must have been like how do you find a fetus? Like, how has that survived? This is April. This is like
it's
3 months. This is over 3 months.
But the water's freezing cold.
It's freezing and it's salty. How does a fetus not decompose in that time?
I mean, I'm sure it's deformed or whatever, but either way,
it's not going to be. It's never going to be the same. Probably have to put it in special ed. Oh God!
Oh God, bro, you're going to hell. You really are.
Oh no,
it's too much.
I'm so sorry.
It's too much.
I'm so sorry.
Oh God,
it's really bad.
I can't.
It's really bad.
I can't go to hell with you. I can't do it.
It's really bad. Well, you got to worry. You'll have to worry about that quicker. Don't worry. You'll be there first.
Yeah, I'll be.
You got a few years on
the way.
Okay, so they find the baby. Now this is important, and I'm not joking. There's a piece of twine wrapped around the baby. Do you remember that part?
Yeah. Well, because I think that they were weighted down.
They were weighted down.
Yeah, I think he kind of dismembered her and weighted her down, cut in pieces, and then weighted with the twine, weighted down with the anchors.
Yeah,
the concrete anchors.
So the following day, April 14th, the remains of an adult female are found nearby. She's without head. She's without arms.
Right.
So I don't know, and we'll never know if he dismembered her beforehand. But the experts,
these are what you think these are burlap like bags or something and then ties it off with the anchor and drops it.
Okay, yeah. So it was not burlap. It was like, tarp.
Yeah,
They use in
tarp.
construction.
Sorry.
It was tarp. It was tarp. So
I'm thinking burlap because I'm thinking of Keys.
Yes, the other guy,
Israel
Keys.
Yeah.
So the question is, I mean, they did have an expert that said salt water could have, like, over the course of 4 months, could have taken her head off, which I had no idea about. Anyways, brutes, magoots. Now, keep that in mind, though, about the fetus, as gruesome as it is, because it's going to come into Scott Peterson's defense and appeal later on, which is still ongoing to this day. Do we not bring you the scoop here on the Murder Men? April 18th, DNA testing confirms the remains were in fact Laci and Connor Peterson. Awful. Scott Peterson's arrested on April 18th.
Yeah.
The same day, they're like, all right, man, come on, bro.
That's enough already.
Yeah.
We got him. We got enough.
We got
enough circumstantial evidence right now to bury this guy.
They needed the body. Now, the question is, can they do this without the body? You know what? They said they probably were going to charge him. They had that contingency. They had a contingency plan. They were like, we're going to keep looking for the body for as long as we are able to. But I think one of the guys said they planned on charging him anyways.
So what is he doing for these 3 months? Does he have to hang out in this?
Okay, he's got to hang out and pretend to put up flyers and seem concerned and fake crying. He goes on. Oh gosh, what's her name?
60 Minutes.
Yeah, is it Diane Sawyer?
Yeah, Diane Sawyer.
And he pretends to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good. And
it's horrible.
The crying job is really bad.
He's trying to cry. He's really making an effort, and there's just nothing. I mean,
he's like a first year actor.
Yeah,
it's a first year acting student. It's really bad. Now, at this time, when they find the bodies, he's actually back home with his parents in La Jolla. So he's going down to Southern California a lot. He takes the cops on. By the way, he's now dyed his hair blonde, grown a goatee. Has his brother's ID, camping supplies, multiple cell phones, and he's carrying about 15 grand in cash on him. So what they were suspecting is, because remember, they're following him the whole time, even before he's arrested.
Right.
They're worried he's going to flee to Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. So he actually, the day of his arrest, he takes the cops on, like, what I would call a moderate high-speed chase, like a bizarre, not, he's not like flooring it, but he's not pulling over.
Yeah.
And he's like driving the cops around the city of San Diego before he finally pulls over and gives up. All right. Now the fun stuff begins.
The O.J. Simpson's slow speed chase.
Slow speed chase. Why do they all do the slow speed chase?
Yeah.
It's like they're deciding.
What's he driving? Like a Bronco? He's not gonna get away.
Yeah. I mean, well, look, you could back then, bro. I would step on it for the border. Like, let's go south. You boys like Mexico? You boys like Mexico? Scott Peterson.
Right through and then they have to stop.
Yay. Right.
I'm safe.
And that's back when you could go to Mexico and just disappear. Nowadays, I talked about this before, they have a task force in Mexico because they don't want all these fucking gringo criminals down there either.
Right.
So they have a force that to just hunt down American fugitives. So Scott Peterson is charged with first-degree murder for the death of Laci and second-degree murder for the death of fetus Connor, right? With special circumstances of multiple murders that made him eligible for the death penalty. Now, this is 2003, so they still are whacking people in the state of California.
Nice.
He pleads not guilty due to the overwhelming pretrial publicity in Modesto, because again, this is a small town. They want him fucking hung up by his feet. The case was granted a change of venue and moved roughly 90 miles south to Redwood City in San Mateo, California, right? Jury selection, this is intense, dude, okay? Multiple jurors are dismissed because they proved one chick was like researching it on Google. Another person was seen talking to Scott Peterson's brother. So people are getting kicked off. The jury, this is like the real deal. This is like high stakes, like it's OJ, right? The prosecution is led by Stanislaus County Prosecutor Rick DiStasso. Now, by the way, at first, he's bombing. He's bombing because he opens with, hey, Scott wanted his freedom. He was just kind of like, according to everything I could research, he was just kind of losing the jury. Yeah, the jury was like, what the fuck? Like, show us some fucking evidence. Like, the guy was unhappy in his marriage. So what?
Right. They said that when they talked to the jurors later, they said like after the first day or two, they said, yeah, we were thinking acquittal. And they said, but then when they started pulling up all the evidence that they had, they said that when then we started realizing, okay, this is bad. This guy did this.
Now, the defense attorney is this high profile dude at the time, Mark Geragos. Now, he fucked up because in his opening statement, he said, we will show you proof.
Right.
Proof that he was fishing, that he did not kill his wife. He never presented that.
Right.
And apparently that's trial law 101. You don't promise the jury something and then not deliver on it.
Right.
Because they're going to remember that, obviously. Although
Jose Bayo in Laci, not Laci Peterson,
Casey
Anthony, at the very beginning, his opening statements were that she was being you're going to see that she was being, we're going to prove that she's being molested. They never talk about it again.
It's Florida though, dude.
He never talks about it again.
The law proof here is optional.
Yeah. So, but it was enough to immediately put reasonable doubt. So the whole time they have reasonable doubt.
Right.
It's never established. It's never proven.
Right.
But it creates that constant. It holds that open. Let's say.
It's what you're doing is you're just putting that in the back of each juror's
and they keep
mind.
thinking it's coming, but it doesn't come.
And they look at Casey Anthony and they're like, "Yeah, I could see how a dad would molest her." You know, that's right.
So anyway,
I'm not wrong. So he floats different theories. Again, he floats the burglary theory. Right. There was a report of a burglary near the Petersons' home, and a woman named Diane Jackson who told police she'd seen Laci walking her dog in the morning of December 24th. After Scott said he'd already left for Berkeley, right? So after he'd gone fishing,
right?
Diane Jackson said she'd seen Laci walking her dog. So there was a witness. Now, but did she know the time? You can't really rely on that, right? Like that's not rock solid.
Yeah.
You know? But that's what they had to go off of.
No ring cameras.
There's no ring cameras. Exactly. So it's not a slam dunk for the prosecution by any means. But of course, the circumstantial evidence is insane. Now, are there any cell phone pinging going on? Is there any cell phone pinging going on that you're aware of?
Yeah, but that it's only that he said he left early in the morning and they get a cell phone. I want to say they got a cell phone ping at like 10:08 or something as he's leaving. Something along those lines. Basically, there's roughly 10 o'clock. They say he said he had left around 8:30. It turns out it was almost 2 hours later. And how they know that, I think it's because of a cell phone. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Is as he started driving, bing, they get another cell phone. Because this is the triangulation or the fucking GPS was not the same. They did more They were triangulating.
Right. They couldn't get your exact spot.
Right. Now they can tell you like he was in the house, you know?
Yeah.
So as he's driving, his cell phone, I believe, pinged off of a cell tower. And that's when they said, okay, at this point, he left the neighborhood.
Right.
And it pinged 10:08 as opposed to, 8:15.
7:45.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Because that's key, because if he left super early and they saw Laci walking her dog after he left, well, he didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Right.
She was alive when I left.
Right. So.
But it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
They're trying to make it make sense, but it doesn't.
Amber Frey was among the prosecution's most consequential witnesses. Oh, by the way, this trial lasted for nearly 6 months. Oh, the ratings, by the way, on court TV.
Through the roof.
Through the roof. The prosecutor was like, or no, the producer, the owner was like, come on, keep going. Loving it, right? The early content creators, hey, we just need the content.
What goes on for 6 months?
Well, the OJ trial went on for longer than that.
Can you imagine the cost of this trial?
Insane.
Yeah, but tons of expert witnesses. Yeah. They're probably taking a break every once in a while. They end up having several days, probably a day or two here or there to argue about getting these jurors kicked off.
Motions and
suppression
delays,
this, suppression that.
Objections. Exhausting.
I mean, who's paying for all this?
The 2004 trial and initial investigation cost taxpayers an estimated $4.13 million. Oh, by the way, and
God, that was 30 years ago.
And the fees, private defense estimates at $2.64 million. So, by the way, Scott Peterson's family have money.
Yeah.
They have money. So, but they paid this cat $2 million.
Just 25 years ago? 25 years ago. What was it, 2001?
Yeah, it's 23 years ago. This is 2003.
Oh, okay.
And 4. It's actually stretched it to 2004. The defense tried to poke holes in the state's timeline and push the theory that Laci was alive and seen walking her dog after Scott had already left for her fishing trip, suggesting someone else abducted and killed her. But on November 12th, 2004, almost 2 years after Laci Peterson first goes missing, the jury finds Scott Peterson guilty of first-degree murder for Laci and second-degree for Connor. Same jury recommended a sentence of death. So very, very rare in California, unheard of now. There's a whole moratorium on capital punishment. But back then, even still, to get the death penalty in California really has got to be heinous because a lot of people are just principally against it. By the way, put a pin in that. This is important later. The jury recommended a sentence of death. And on March 16th, 2005, Judge DeLucci formally sentences Scott Peterson to die. He's then transported to San Quentin, the Q, and that's where death row is. And that's where they kill all the inmates that they execute in California. Now, notice how I said that a lot of Californians are principally against the death penalty, as am I. They figured out 2 decades later, they find out that one of the jurors that was dismissed from the trial back in 2003 and 4 was dismissed because they voiced an objection to the death penalty. And that does not meet the standard for dismissing a jury. With that little procedural mistake, on December of 2021, Peterson is formally resentenced to life in prison. He beat the death penalty, dog.
Yeah, they decided not to retry him. They decide on the death penalty, and they decided just to shift it to
life in prison. Now, to be fair, by this time, I don't think he ever would have gotten the death penalty.
So yeah, what goes on for almost 20 years? He's fighting it.
He's fighting it, and they're dragging it out. Yeah,
here's appeal after appeal after appeal. But as it is, it's been this way for like at least the last 15 years. No governor will sign off on an execution. There's been a moratorium. And there's no pushback to it. So he likely, if that hadn't happened, he would just live his life on death row,
right? But
never get the death penalty. So
that's how bad is death row?
That's not fun either. But I'll tell you what, in Texas, it's actually more comfortable because just like in Florida, most of the entire prison system has no air conditioning.
I know.
And you felt the Texas heat, bro. It's literally lethal. Kills people all the time. Texas death row. They have so much appeal money from, outside groups.
Right.
It's all air conditioned, nice and cozy. And those guys got money on their books. So they got food and shit like that. It still sucks ass. It's isolating. It's awful, but
it's not playing golf every day. And
it's not getting your dick sucked by Amber Frey.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
So can you imagine this guy?
Does Amber Frey have to keep up her relationship all the way up
the
the
whole
trial?
time she's keeping up the relationship the whole time.
So for months she is playing along. She's acting while the phones are tapped.
Yeah, he's coming to see her, letting him hit it. The whole thing.
No,
I don't know.
Oh, that'd be too awesome.
I don't know.
She's really playing along.
Gosh, this is guy's fucking killing people. Like the cops, listen, he's gonna come over, and they're like, "Oh, is you gonna be there?" Well, no, we were hoping you'd fucking suck him off and let him hit it from doggy and let him go.
Now tell me exactly how he did it.
Yeah,
in super detail. I'm gonna need more. Okay.
You understand that really
he called you a dirty little. Okay, go ahead.
They get into all that. Like she really explains all kinds. Like the first night we met, he pushed me up against the wall. He does. She just says all kinds of stuff on the stand. Like he grabbed me by the throat and he kissed me and how did that make you feel? There's a whole thing.
Yeah, the judge is like, okay, we're gonna have to take a recess.
The judge is keep going.
How wild is that? So he got that. So that little.
Her book must have been just like a little smut book.
Yeah. Yeah. For all those fucking desperate housewives. So he's transferred from death row at San Quentin to Mule Creek State Prison in Ione, California in late 2022, where he remains incarcerated till this day. And actually, he recently gave another TV interview, like almost 25 years after he gave the Diane Sawyer one. And bro, prison really disintegrates you.
How bad does he look? What does he look like?
He doesn't look great. He's skinny, but not.
He needed to lose some weight.
No, but not healthy skinny. He's like I got AIDS from shooting up with my cellmate in 2004 for shooting heroin with the wrong fucking junkie.
Well, he's an old man.
He doesn't look bad. He looks Mexican almost. I guess he doesn't look terrible. Picture? Look at him. Look, he's keeping his spirits alive. Scott, don't let him break you, brother. He's keeping his spirits alive. Oof, skinny though. See, I don't want to look like that when I'm older. I got to beef up, dude. He was a fucking young man when he did this.
Yeah. He wasted his life. What a waste of a life.
What a fucking psychopath.
Just to be a fucking asshole and kill your wife and fucking kid.
Right.
You get a fucking divorce. Just get a fucking divorce. You want to or just bang this chick on the side. Just lie to her until eventually then one day you say, listen, I'm be honest with you. I'm married. I'm probably not getting a divorce. And then the relationship ends.
Right.
And then you just find another one. Just keep doing that.
Just rinse and repeat. Hey, it worked for our grandfathers. It worked for their grandfathers. Their grandfathers before them.
Could have worked for Scott.
Could have worked for you.
He had to go for he wanted the whole enchilada.
Yeah. And his bitchin' wife wouldn't let him. What? Sorry.
His poor wife, who sounds like she was making a great home.
She was a great mother.
Was.
That's why I want them to find the real killer.
Oh my God.
Now.
The new information. So the Los Angeles Innocence Project, which I donate money to, they do a lot of good work. They have gotten behind the Peterson case. Now, that's insane.
Yeah, and this is not for profit, mind you. So this is not a profit motive. They get behind cases that they believe in. So these motherfuckers are Harvard Law School graduates. They're behind his case. They believe in his innocence. All right. So Peterson has maintained his innocence since his arrest. Okay. And in most recent years, his case has drawn renewed public attention through legal efforts. In 2024, the Los Angeles Innocence Project picks the case up, arguing there was a case for actual innocence and pushing for advanced DNA testing on key physical evidence, including a mattress found in a burned out stolen vehicle near the Peterson home around the time of Laci's disappearance, which would basically what they're trying to say is this person in the neighborhood kidnapped her and then burned the getaway vehicle. Maybe raped her on the mattress in the vehicle and then burned it up. That's kind of what that's implying.
Right.
It's doubt.
And then followed Scott to the lake and dumped her body in the lake while he was out there fishing.
Right.
He says, by the way, one of the things was that he says he was out fishing for hours and hours, but when they get to the boat, all the fishing gear is still wrapped up. It's still in the baggage.
What are you doing, my guy?
Yeah, come on, bro. At least you were out there.
Yeah,
you're definitely out there.
Do some
At least
fishing.
break some shit out there. Get the rod wet.
Oh, hey cops. Yeah, no bites.
Yeah.
No bites.
Something. Fuck, what a fucking dumbass.
God, what an asshole. And then when he gets back to the house, he washes just those clothes. He doesn't wash like all the other dirty laundry in the house. So, and also there's a piece of duct tape recovered from Laci's body during the autopsy. We didn't talk about this. This is the thing that's actually under appeal right now. Is this
because a lot of what they had on the appeal was denied. But this one thing they said, you're right. You can. The
judge allowed it because during the original trial, the prosecution never ran that piece of duct tape for DNA. So now a new judge has allowed that, and I don't know what's taken so long, but that was
how long does it take for you to get DNA back?
Right. So this was 2.5 years ago now.
And what does it cost to run DNA now? It's like, what is it? $25, $50? Like probably nothing. Used to be they didn't want to run it. A lot of these places would a lot of these counties and police departments, they would get the kit and just fucking stick it in the shelf because it was $1,500 to. Some of them were thousands. At one point, it was thousands and thousands. Right. So they like, we don't have a budget where we can even test for the kits.
Right.
And so much time went by the time it came down long enough and people were complaining. Then they started testing it and finding out, oh, wow, we got the guy. We know who it is. What? Oh, statute of limitations is up?
20 years ago.
Oh, okay. Then he's good then. He can go.
Yeah. You can go,
the whole time it was, you just could have, and you had the technology.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to pay for it.
Right. And they had to pick and choose who they wanted to run the kits on.
Justice for all.
Ugly chicks.
Right.
Right.
She's of course. There's a hot. Wait a minute. Is this that hot blonde? Run it.
Yeah, run it. We better run this, man.
We want to catch this guy.
Yeah, man. We'll be right back. Okay, you just hang tight. By the way, his original attorney, Mark Garagos, volunteered to self-fund the project.
Right.
Which he probably feels guilty because he fucked up.
Botched it so bad.
He botched it. Yeah, a little bit. He botched it. I mean, I don't know if he did his best. He didn't pull a fucking Cochran. He didn't pull a Baez. You know what I mean?
What's her name? What was the Reed's fucking lawyer's name? It was the Reed's lawyer.
Who's Reed? Oh, Karen Reed. That guy, that fucking shark.
Yeah, he was this country singer. The country singer. Alan Jackson.
Jackson. Yeah, that's right. He was no Alan Jackson. In August of 25, the Los Angeles Innocence Project filed a sweeping habeas corpus petition. Habeas corpus means basically you get let out right away.
Yeah. Produce the body.
Yes, exactly. Peterson's
I know
third.
some shit.
That was great. You know Latin. Peterson's third, raising 14 separate claims, including allegations of suppressed evidence and questions about the reliability of testimony used against him at trial. However, in April 26 of this year, San Mateo County Superior Court Judge Elizabeth Hill denied the petition in its entirety, ruling the claims were recycled, repackaged, and rebranded arguments that were either procedurally barred or lacked merit. They're still working on it, though. They announced they would file an appeal to a higher court. So that's what's going on. That's the holdup. I don't know what's going on with the DNA, but they keep appealing to a higher court, and it remains pending at the California Supreme Court. So after that, are they able to go federal? I believe they are, right?
So, yeah, you can go to the Supreme Court if they'll hear it. They don't hear everything.
They don't have to hear it. Yeah. Right, exactly.
Sometimes they're like,
yeah.
I think they probably got it right.
Now, this is the last thing that we have to point out. There was evidence, an expert claimed, there's an expert for this somehow. They took the fetus, Connor's body, and they said that it was born after December 9th.
Right.
Meaning Scott Peterson didn't do it.
Right. He wouldn't have been there for the birth.
He wouldn't have been there. Right. So that was a thing where that was one of the, truly without joking, that was the only thing when I was studying this where I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's not an exact science.
And if we believe that guy?
One expert.
Right.
So yeah, it's that, but that is like the kind of the new evidence, the new why he's innocent, the new, this is, his theory. She was captured, kept alive long enough to have the baby and then disposed of once again in the same lake that he was. I know. How do you explain that one? Yeah. Well, what they're saying is, it was, he had been, she disappeared and then maybe, but they held her and then she had the baby and they disposed of her and the baby and then in the Scott lake. Went fishing. Maybe he had been fishing. He'd been fishing. Right. So maybe that came out and they said, hey, let's go put it in the fucking lake where he was. It'll look like we framed him. Like maybe that's the idea, but it's ludicrous. It's so ludicrous. Yeah. He's gonna, listen, he's probably going to sit. Yeah, he's probably going to sit. How is he being treated in prison? You killed a woman, a pregnant woman, and the baby. How is he being treated? But he's kind of, I don't know, he's smiling. He's smiling ear to ear. So I don't think he's getting gang raped. He's got all his teeth, so nobody's knocking his teeth out. Yeah, exactly. I think because he's a celebrity, I think he's getting the pass in there. Can you imagine that the way this guy was raised? Oh my God. And golfing with Phil Mickelson to politicking for cigarettes and stamps. Flights all over the world. Most of these guys that have been in prison have never left the state. No. No, they left the county. They went downtown to the fair. Yeah. Maybe they left the state visiting their grandmother and they took the bus. Yeah. Right. They've never said this guy was living life to then be on death row for God knows how long, 20 some odd years. Right. And now he's in general pop. So he's sharing a cell with somebody else. no air conditioning, sweating his ass off, freezing during the winter, sweating during the
with the dumbest people. You're in state prison. You're not even in the feds where you can hear cool stories like yours. You're in the state with fucking animals.
Guys that are stealing people's purses and pulling carjackings
and woman beaters and
home invasions and
murders, gangbangers, the California gangbanging, dude. Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
And by the way, it's just as bad now because I talk to people that, I talk to ex-gangbangers. They're like, oh, it's just as bad now as it was back in the 90s. People are still getting fucking carved up.
Imagine some fucking white supremacist comes up to him day one, hands him a fucking shank and says, listen, we're going to protect you, but you're going to have to put some work in. He's like, what are you talking about?
Fuck, dude.
I sell fertilizer. I have a boring fertilizing job. And yeah. Well, you're fucking looking pretty good now, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, what? You're a pussy just because if she's not a pregnant female, you can't put it in work?
You can't put it in work? Now go fucking stab that dude over there. He owes me 2 books of stamps.
You're like, I don't want to. Can't we just work it off little by little?
Yeah, you just have someone send you 2 books. No, it's about the principle.
Right. Because he's got money too. And then when they see when he does these interviews, he's probably has people go over there with shanks like, yo, I'm going to need like some soups every week.
Yeah. Give me your fucking commissary because he'll get stabbed.
Yeah. I don't see any fucking swastikas on his neck. So I don't think he's clicked up. Can we pull up pictures of him then and now?
Yeah.
It's startling, dude. It's fucking wild.
Thin, old.
20. He was 30 years old. Yeah, he was 30 years old when he allegedly committed this murder. And now that would make him 54 years old. Wow. Wow, time flies. I remember 2002. Yeah. 2002 was like, it was just kind of yesterday. I was 16. I was fucking smoking weed, driving my parents' minivan around, getting drunk, finger banging chicks.
My parents' minivan.
Look at him, dude.
Yeah,
look at him. Look at him.
Great pictures.
Look at him. He's sucked up now. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he's got the hair pulled back in a man bun.
It's kind of tight. It's kind of tight.
Oh,
it's kind of tight. Oh, look at that. He's got the early 2000s bleach blonde. You remember that era?
Yeah, that was On the Run.
You had that.
On the Run.
Should have gone to Mexico, dog.
What about Amber? He was trying.
Oh, man. Look at, he's got, bro, he has bitches writing him in. Bro, that guy's books. Oh, see, Amber's a piece now, bro. I think she got fakies too. Is Amber kind of a piece? A little bit for Fresno.
Yeah, but see, listen.
She's a Fresno 7.
But you know what the thing is? Like I kind of like a bone thin white trash chick.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
No, she's
exactly what
she's
I like.
White trash hot.
Yeah.
And from Fresno. So that makes sense. Right. Yeah.
Like you and the big bootied Latinas. Like I'd pick her over a big booty any day over than a Latina.
Fair enough. No, this is a fetish and I'm with it.
During that 3 months, he's got to know it's coming down. He has to know they're on to me. I'm going to get arrested. We know how he tried to get away and didn't. We know his preparations. What would your preparations be to try and disappear? And do you think it's even possible
in this day and age?
Well, back then it was much more possible.
It was much more possible.
Even though I think eventually he would have been caught.
Yeah.
But back then you could kind of disappear because there's maybe at this point, maybe there's 5 channels, maybe 10 main channels that everybody's kind of watching.
Well, it's not the 90s, bro. It's the 2000s.
But you got to think a lot of those channels were like the Weather Channel, the Shopping Network, CNN.
Right. It's before social media. Now, if you went on the run,
you're done.
A video would pop up of you in Honduras on a beach, picking bananas or something like that. Scott wanted murderer. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, there's nothing. If I would get face altering surgery. Like if I had to go now, I know people in Mexico.
Right. I've done that.
If you know what I'm saying.
But you can only change so much.
I know. I can't cut off 5 inches of my body.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking huge man. This is why I don't commit crime, man. Like we did some dirt back in the day that was kind of like violent crime during my drug dealing years.
Right.
And my buddy was like, "Oh, you're 6'6". What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
no getting away.
Not just if you think you're recognizable here, imagine you in South America. So you can't you've got to go to someplace like Croatia.
Right. But how do I make it to Europe? Like I can't make it there overland. So I've got to like get on a ship.
You got to get a passport. You got to get an ID and a passport and some money. The most he could scrape up was 15 grand in cash. That's the most he could get.
I know. Do you know what I would do to stay overland? I would actually go north into Canada. I would go north. I would stay on the western British Columbia side. It's vast up there and nobody's up there. And then I would be able to make my way, if I felt the heat, keep making my way up through the Northwest Territories into Alaska. And then I would fucking bribe my way onto a ship to take me across the Bering Strait to Russia. Because when you're in enemy territory, that's what you do. The only, like, where is, who's the whistleblower? The famous whistleblower? Snowden. Where did he go? He went to Russia. It's the only place that they literally won't extradite you from and cannot, our CIA agents can't make their way in there.
Yeah. It's
too locked down. So you either have to go there or you have to go to like, you know, if Iran was a great power, which they might be after this war, that's where you would go. But it's the only, so that's actually a pretty decent scenario. Go north because they want you to go to Mexico. They expect it.
Right.
No, I'm going to go north into the woods.
Yeah, but then how do you live the rest of your life? I'm talking about
it's miserable. Yeah, but you're going to be miserable.
You're living like the fucking the Unabomber, like a fucking Kaczynski in a fucking cabin with no running water or electricity. No, I mean, yeah. I obviously would be able to get myself a passport. That would be easy. Like I get a driver's license, a passport. I get a homeless guy's information. Right. Then I'd go get a driver's license and get a passport, and I just jump on a plane and leave. But
okay, so you get a real passport using a homeless guy's.
I've had 22 passports issued by the State Department in real people's names. I've been everywhere. I've been to Croatia. I've been to Greece. I've been to Bermuda. I've been all these places on fake passports.
Right.
You know what the funniest thing was when I went
fucking crazy. But they're real passports.
No, they're real. No, they were issued by the State Department. They're just not my name.
Right.
My picture, just not my name.
Yeah.
And what's so funny was when I was on the run, I went to Jamaica as Michael Eckert, and it's so fucking funny. I'm walking, and we stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, right?
Yeah.
You know, at the Ritz, all the people, they have face cards, so they know you, so the staff knows you. So like as you're walking in and you're walking up, they're like, "Hi, Mr. Eckert, how may I help you? You here to check in?" You're like, "Yeah," and then they take your information. You're like, and then you're leaving, you're going to your room, and the whole staff is like, "Mr. Eckert, would you like me to come and turn down?" You're like, "The fuck?" It's fucking unreal. Yeah. And I knew it. Yeah. I knew that's how it happened. And keep in mind too, the funniest thing is my name's not Michael. My name's not Michael Eckert.
Mr. Eckert, do you want a spliff? Do you want you want a back rub, Mr. Eckert? Wow.
Yeah.
Was that exciting?
It was very exciting.
It sounds exciting as shit.
I hate to say this, and I know it's not the right thing to say, but it really was.
We've said a lot of wrong things.
I know, but I hate to say this because I say this and I don't take into consideration. Sometimes I say it almost because it sounds good, but it's really a dickhead thing to say. But let me say it correctly. Up until that part of my life, because I love my life now, up until that part of my life, being on the run for those 3 years was the most amazingly exciting part of my entire life.
Of course.
Can you imagine walking into a bank, handing them your documents, pulling out your ID, do this, do that, and them saying, "Okay, hold on, I'm going to print your check now," and coming back and handing you a check for $250,000 and then thanking you?
Thank you for your business.
You have been, by the way, Mr. Eckert or Mr. Carter or Mr. Whatever my name, Mr.
Carter.
Black. Yeah, it was a Joseph Carter for a while. And literally they're stopping you and they're like, "Mr. Carter," and I had this not once, but multiple times. "By the way, you've been the easiest customer to work with. Like you've just been because I had all my paperwork."
Right.
Like I'm like, "Hey," they're like, I'm going to need this. By the way, I'm going to need this, 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 and this. You go, "It's funny. I happen to have my W-2s and my last 2 months pay stubs and and you boom, boom." And they're like, and I'm like, "Anything else?" They're like, "No, that's it." And I'm like, "My homeowner's insurance?" "Oh no, of course. I'm sorry. We're going to need your homeowner's insurance."
You're teaching them.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Okay, this, anything else?" They're like, "No, I think that's it." I'm like, "Bank statements?" And they're like, "You know what? I was going to send a verification of deposit off for your bank. But if you have your bank statement, I actually do have my last 2 months bank statement." I literally they're like, "This motherfucker," as soon as they're asking, I'm boom. And then you get back and they say, can you do this? Can you do that? I've already got it done. This is when you fax. But yeah,
It was amazing. You're above reproach.
Going through passport control, hand them the fake passport. They scan it. They did all. It was fucking. It was. I felt like James Bond. It was amazing.
Yeah. And in that era, there's no social media, so it's like you're not constantly glued to your phone. I even remember that in like as late as 2010. I'm sitting in this apartment that I was renting in Portland, this beautiful old home, and I was renting the whole top floor, and I got like $700,000 in cash sitting on a table this size. And no phones. Well, you got your cell phone, but there's no social media. There's no, like, you're not wondering what's next. You're just in the moment.
Yeah.
You're very alone, but
I like being alone. I do too. I'm a loner. I do
too. I would read a book and count my money. That was my favorite hobby.
We talked about this the other day. Going to the movie. Most people would never go to the movies alone. I used
crazy.
to go all the
I prefer it alone.
I have no problem with it alone.
I have no problem.
Here's the thing though. Back then, I was convinced like I could disappear forever. I had no idea what social media was going to be like. Like, it had Scott Peterson made it into Mexico, like even if he could have laid low for a long, long time, at some point, and that's what they do, by the way. Yeah. They just back off. They look for you initially. When they can't find you, then they back off.
Yeah,
they let you get comfortable. Then they come back. And when social media, they'd have done some fucking, America's Most Wanted bullshit, and you get fucking grabbed. Yeah. He'd be done. He would have been caught eventually.
You know what you could do? You could go to a South American country, start exporting. Like, you could go to Ecuador, set up because this is what foreigners do, because it's super easy to get out of the ports in Ecuador. You make money that way, bribe or whatever. You just make a lot of money. You figure out a way to make money illegally. You keep some of the right people on payroll. And then when the gringos start sniffing around, you say, take me to jail. Gets you off the street. But down there, you're living in prisons are like mini societies. Yeah. You have money in there. You can have your family in there. You can, you have all the things you want. You wear street clothes. You've seen like all the movies. That's how it really is.
Was it Brazil or Colombia where it used to be? It's not like this anymore, but this was back in the 70s. I think they changed it sometime in the late 80s, where guys would go down there. They would get married, get a girl pregnant. And if you were even wanted in the United States, you were an American citizen wanted in the United States, but you had a child by and you were by like a Brazilian or it was Brazil or Colombia, they would not extradite you because they were like, no, this guy's married. He's got a kid. He's got to take care of. He's a citizen here. We're not going to let him.
Wow.
We're not giving him to you.
Yeah,
they don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore.
No. I mean, if they can go snatch the president of Venezuela, you think they can't fucking get you? Yeah. But that's a way to protect yourself, is like, take me off the streets. And then you can continue to sell drugs. You can, I don't know, like, you just wait them out. I think we figured it out. But you guys, if you're interested in more information about how you can contribute to Scott Peterson's legal fund, his defense fund, I encourage you to do it. It's important. There's a few important charities that you should consider giving to, and one of them is the Los Angeles Innocence Project, specifically for Mr. Scott Peterson.
Oh my God.
Really quick, what do you think he actually did that morning? You think he packed the come on, let's go for a ride?
Oh yeah, good point. How did he kill her? If he did it.
Yeah.
Like O.J. Simpson.
If he did it.
He did it.
Yeah. I think he fucking choked her to death.
Probably strangled her.
Strangled her to death in the living room, or she woke up in the morning. He just woke up early and fucking strangled her. And he put her in a
garage.
Yeah, he put her in the garage. He put her in the fucking, probably in the back of, threw her in the back of his truck and then
because he wrapped her up in that canvas or tarp.
Then he drove off. Then he took the dog down the street, let the dog out with the fucking leash, and drove off, hoping that he'd come back in 7 or 8 hours and have to find the dog, whatever it was. And then he drove, got the boat, threw her in the boat or kept her in the whatever, drove down, he cut her up. He may have cut her up in the garage. Probably cut her up in the garage, but they didn't find any blood splatter or anything, but he may have just put down some plastic or whatever.
Right.
So he cut her up. He put her in some bags. He drove off. He tied these anchors, these blocks of concrete, to the bags, drove, got the boat, took the boat out on the lake, threw her out, thinking they was going to drown or bring them all the way down there to be okay. But you have to understand that the gases and everything from a body, even a body that's cut up, it doesn't matter. The gases are everywhere. It's going to swell up and it's going to float. And it's probably going to yank up that concrete. It'd have to be pretty well anchored. So, and it doesn't matter anyway because the currents and everything else.
Yeah,
the body they slipped out.
Eventually, it's gonna slip out. Yeah, unless it's like literally
twine or something. Like, come on, man! Like twine's gonna fucking salt water's destructive.
Yeah.
Either way, he did that. He left. He came back. He thought it was very cleaned up. He came home. He washed all of his clothes just in case.
Took a deep breath.
Called the cops. Saw the dog was in the backyard. Thought, fuck, some fucking neighbor. Whatever. Anyway, I'm still gonna call. Calls the cops. Hey, or no, calls the mom first. Hey, is Laci over there? I don't know. I'm home and she's not here. And so, he did a whole little thing and the mother got freaked out, called everybody. They went over there. They couldn't find her. They went around the neighborhood. They called the fucking cops. This is a pregnant woman. What the fuck is going on? Why is the dog in the backyard with the leash still on? What is going on? Yeah. Called the cops. And then now they're looking and immediately the cops had to know. I think almost 90% of the time, if a wife is missing, it's the fucking husband.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened. And then I think he thought he was going to be able to pull it off. I think he thought, I'm going to be able to pull this off. He didn't think Amber was going to fucking say anything. He thinks she's in love. He thinks he didn't realize how much exposure there was, how much media attention was going to be. So he didn't think she was ever it was going to be on TV. He didn't think she was ever going to see it. Yeah. And also back then things were very localized. Mm-hmm. So he might have thought maybe the local news, maybe the local newspaper, but no, that's not. It was
national news story. Fuck, they got now. The news has him walking down the street with his dog. This guy's like everybody kind of knows that he did it, but he's not arrested yet. They see him coming out of his house. He's got his hat pulled down like he's hiding from the paparazzi or some shit. Yeah, it was way over his head right away. He's a dumb fuck and a psycho. So we'll leave that link for you.
But also might be innocent. So,
but
if you want to donate,
he has chicks writing him in. That motherfucker has fan mail out the ass. He stays having money on his books.
Yeah. He's got women and this is what people understand. Like women they'll write you and they'll send money to you and they'll come visit you. Yeah. Like you could have multiple girls. It's not like he's like, oh, he's in his cell all day. No. He can have probably 4 days a week. He can have some chick coming, spending a lot of time in the visitation room. She's getting him food out. They'll have like 8 vending machines. They'll get Biggie burgers. Do you ever get the Biggie burgers?
No.
Oh, they were so good. These are like hamburgers, and then they'll heat them up, and my mom heat them up real good. She'd take them kind of apart and really do a good job. And then some of these chicks are like professional microwave chicks, and they'll make the best Biggie burger heater upper out there. And you'll be eating out of there. And
especially now because he's off death row.
Right.
He's off death row. He's in Gen Pop.
Yeah. They'll be bringing him left, and he'll be eating a lot of meals and a lot of correspondence. Like he's not living like a normal fucking who got 5 years.
No.
He's living pretty well.
Ladies, you don't want us to murder you, but you're fascinated when we do.
Yeah.
You fall in love when we do.
And they can be fatties. He'll still talk to
if it's
him.
a fatty, bro, if she's a little overweight, if she paints her fucking eyebrows on like a good chola, like a good California chola,
she's going to get a lot of attention from a good-looking guy that may be getting out any day now. Right. I got my appeal. Like,
he's keeping him on those letters and those calls. He's keeping them on the hook.
We're going to be together. We'll be together.
The first person
give me a hug.
See.
Yeah.
Baby, give me that balloon that you shoved into your fucking oversized monkey.
Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. Please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of videos just like this. Please go in the description box, click on one of the links. We need you to go over to Spotify. We need you to go to Instagram, Facebook. What's that one? TikTok. We need you to hit all those. Go there, subscribe, follow, watch some videos. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. See ya.